Hey guys, I'm sorry I'm late, but yesterday was such a busy day and I was so busy and I was crazy. But this week's theme is Superhero Week. I feel like we've done like superpowers. I don't know, but this is gonna be one take because I have way too much stuff to do. But I will admit that I have not actually seen the Avengers yet. I'm a terrible person! Yeah, so I haven't seen it yet. And I obviously know what each of those superheroes do, but I didn't actually want to talk about them because for me, I would like to be, I've thought about what kind of superhero I would want to be, but I wouldn't want to be a superhero where being a superhero is their main life, like is their only life. Like Tony Stark is Iron Man, he will forever be Iron Man, and he will never be anybody else than Iron Man. And I wouldn't want to have a life like that where I was solely responsible for so much because I was so powerful, you know? Well, I'm not cutting this, what am I doing? But like Peter Parker's uncle said, with great power comes great responsibility. And I would like to have that great power, but I wouldn't really want to have the responsibility in my whole life. Like, I've always admired Spider-Man and Batman because they were masked vigilantes and nobody really knew who they were. And that's the kind of superhero I would want to be, but without like the stress of having a double life. Like, it'd be really cool to have like a double life and lead it without going crazy. So like I've always, I don't know why, I've always admired Batman a lot for that. Because he was not bitten by a radioactive spider. He was not, he didn't crash here from another planet. He was not genetically modified. He doesn't have super strength. He is just really freaking rich and had a lot of vendettas. And like, he essentially doesn't have to do anything. Like, he's not one of those superheroes where getting this sudden burst of power because of super strength or like whatever, he doesn't really have to do what he does, but he does because he wants to. And his power, rather than having like web come out of his hand or like super strength, he just has a lot of money and he uses that to help other people rather than just like, I don't know, like Donald Trump. But I don't know, like I would want to be a Bruce Wayne type of superhero because like because he manages to have a double life and it works. So I wouldn't want to have, I'd want to have my superhero life and then my normal life where I would just want to go get like some Kentucky Fried Chicken and not like be bombarded by criminals, you know. And when I thought about Superheroes Week, I thought of that show Heroes that was on a few years ago. I loved that show. You guys probably don't know that show because it was a US show. It was made by J.J. Abrams, who is a badass. But I really, really loved that show. When it went downhill and started getting really, really bad, I was really, really sad and depressed because it started out as such an amazing show with such an awesome premise. But then they just started to cloud it up with weird storylines that didn't make any sense. And Hiro Nakamura was my fave. Like, at that point I hadn't actually taken Japanese yet, but when I started taking Japanese, I was watching that show and I was like, oh, I know that word and that word because he spoke Japanese in the show. And he was one of the guys who actually like could bend time and space. And if you guys don't actually know what that show was about, it was about regular people who like suddenly discovered that they had superpowers. Like Hiro, who I just talked about, he could bend time and space, which was cool. And then there was like a teenage girl who suddenly realized that she couldn't get hurt. Like, she couldn't feel pain, and she healed really, really fast. And then later in the show, after the evil guy took out her ability to feel pain, so like, she couldn't feel pain and she could heal really, really fast. That would be cool. I wouldn't really want to not feel pain, because then I would just be like creepy, Like, if somebody stabbed me, I'd want to be able to feel it, but I'd want to be able to, like, heal really fast. But those are the kind of superheroes I was thinking about. Like, the regular people who really didn't have to do anything. They just had that option, you know? Like, Captain America kind of has to do what he does because he is Captain America, and they made him that way for a reason. And Tony Stark kind of has to do what he does because he made himself do it, because he's rich and narcissistic and... But I'd want to be a superhero who could lead an everyday life and not do superhero stuff all the time, you know? Yeah, so this was actually surprisingly short for being uncut. Yeah, I post a new video on my new channel soon. I will. But, what's the theme for next week? Have we figured that out yet? I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you next week. Bye!